Hi everyone, welcome back to Our Enchanted Budget. We're gonna do another cash unstuffing and stuffing today. So this is the money we're gonna stuff today. I have the weekly $200 and $30 of that are set aside for mini Monday savings challenges. So I should have 170 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, $100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. How was everyone's week? I hope you had a good week. And then here is the binder, and I'm gonna unstuff the remainder from the last week. I didn't do so well this week, to be honest. In groceries, I only have $3 left and 0 in household, 0 in health. And there's a reason. So we had some unexpected expense for the kids. I think I mentioned that they needed some cold weather clothes. So, you know, long sleeve shirts, leggings, jackets, that kind of thing. And I was using Tiny Tuesdays to save up for that. But before I had the chance to finish Tiny Tuesdays and unstuff any, we ended up going to a store where, you know, they sell kids' toys and clothes, because the girls wanted to go there. So on that day we had gone to the library and the park, and, you know, we thought that we got them all tired out and we were hoping that they would kind of, you know, take a nap in the car, and, you know, we can drive and then come home and say, oh, you know, we don't have time to go to the clothing store. Well, they were very much awake when we got to the parking lot of the store. So we couldn't just, you know, turn around and say, never mind, we're not gonna do it today. I mean, technically I could, but, you know, I don't want to hurt their feelings and go back on the promises either. So we ended up going in there, and they were also doing a sale. So this is on me at this point, but they were doing a sale where you can get a discount on like certain clothing items that are marked down, like even deeper discounts. And then I knew that we needed basics, like definitely my oldest needed long sleeve shirts and leggings for the winter, fall and winter. So I said, you know, I'm just gonna do the shopping, and I have $30 in miscellaneous. So I thought to myself, it'll be fine. It was a consignment shop, so it's, you know, each item is pretty affordable. So I kind of just like picked out all the things that she either needed or I figured she would wear, because she could be a little bit picky with clothes. So mainly like got shirts that had like princesses, if it had princesses, unicorns, you know, girly things, ballerinas. I picked them up, and I ended up spending $42, you know, rounding up. So at the cash register, I'm thinking, oh no, I totally busted my $30 budget of the miscellaneous slash fun budget this week. And I'm thinking, oh, what am I gonna do? I mean, obviously how I pay is I use the card to pay, but then when I get home after I spend money, I pull the money out. So I know, like, I don't overspend. Well, in this case, obviously I used the card, so it's fine at the register, right? But then, like, I'm thinking, well, I mean, the money has to come out of somewhere. I'm thinking a cash binder. which envelope is it gonna be, because miscellaneous wasn't enough. And then I was thinking to how I structured the Tiny Tuesdays to, it wasn't a concrete plan. It wasn't like a set in stone plan, but I was vaguely thinking Tiny Tuesdays will fund Costco slash bulk shopping and kids shopping, shoes, clothes, that kind of thing. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I can do a good job with the grocery shopping so that I can fit it in. I have $80 in grocery budget. Maybe I can squeeze some, take some money out of the grocery. So we went grocery shopping, and we also got 2 pumpkins for a jack-o'-lantern. Those were like $4 each. And we were gonna get 4, but I guess Mr. OEB is in charge of picking the pumpkins because he's kind of like the pumpkin king. He's in charge of the jack-o'-lantern. I guess they didn't have good ones besides the 2 he found, so we just got 2. But the grocery budget or grocery spending ended up being $55, including the $8 we spent on pumpkin. So at this point, I had spent 55 plus 42, 97. So I'm thinking, well, the grocery wasn't all that cheap either. I mean, to be fair, we have freezer foods and pantry items, so it wasn't like, it could have been more, but we didn't do like $40 or like $30 to fit the $42 of clothes in the grocery. So I thought to myself, okay, so if I had done this clothing shopping at the end of this coming week, I would have had the sinking fund set up and the kids folder set up. So I would have taken that money out of the kids' sleeve, right? Or envelope. So I thought, this is me talking to myself, trying to justify fit that $42 shopping spree in. And so what I ended up doing was, because it would have come out of the Tiny Tuesday savings anyway, might as well just pull out of the envelopes that, where the remainder usually goes to Tiny Tuesday, so that would be groceries, household, and health. So long story short, that is why I only have $3 in these 3 envelopes combined, is because I had the $42 kids clothing shopping spree. It was a good deal because it was a second hand, but still, and we needed them. So it's not like, I'm going into a store and just buying anything that catches my eyes. I would have done that before, but I was a little more aware of that, like I have a limit, except that I basically went over the miscellaneous. So that's why miscellaneous is still here, because I decided, okay, it would have come out of the Tiny Tuesdays anyway, so I'm just gonna take them out of the grocery, household, and health, and I will just only have $3 to play Tiny Tuesdays this week, and possibly Costco shopping will have to be a pretty small haul, but I think we can make it work. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I had it kind of set up this way, so I'm not completely saying, you know what, never mind, I'm just gonna go all out and the budget is busted anyway, just go all out and buy all these things. I didn't do that, so yay for that. But yeah, this is a teaching moment for me. I gotta set up the sinking funds binder, so I'm prepared for the next time I need to buy some clothes for the girls. And shoes, because they grow out of shoes so quickly. And they can be pretty expensive. And for the shoes, I like to buy them new, because I've bought them secondhand too, but like the Velcros for the belts can be worn out. And there was a time where I bought a pair of sandals for the youngest because I really needed something. and I couldn't use it for more than like a couple weeks because the Velcro just was not Velcroing anymore. It wasn't attaching anymore. So it did what it needed to do for that time, but we ended up having to buy new pairs anyway. So anyway, so that was the big story for the week for my budgeting journey. Hi. Gas, moving on. Gas, I didn't spend any money yet. I'm going to add, oh, so I'm still on stuffing, sorry. I went on a tangent and I forgot what I was doing. So I was on stuffing, right? Gas, I'm not gonna unstuff because I'm gonna need to get gas sometime in the next week or so, and usually takes like $20 just about to get to the full tank. And then miscellaneous, I mean, in effect, it's almost like I spent it, but you know, you heard the whole story, so I'm not gonna go into it again. But education, this is kind of like a short-term savings, so I'm not gonna pull any money out, but this is for daughter's dance lesson. Right now, only one of the daughters is going to the dance, but you know, next year, both of them will go. Maybe next summer both of them can go. And I have to find a piano teacher nearby. I have been looking, and the highest I've seen is like $50. But I don't know. There were some that were like between 35 and 45. I just want to find a good teacher who kind of like works well with my daughters. So all right, now on the cash stuffing portion. And if you're still here, thank you so much for listening to my rambling. If you also had any like budget busting moment in your budgeting journey, let me know, because I was, you know, I'm just trying to get used to being more aware of where the money's going and how much I'm spending. Since you know, I used to work 9 to 5 and now I don't anymore. So we are down to one income household. So we have to be more careful. All right. So for the cash stuffing portion, for groceries, I have 80. I am glad to see some more money back in the envelope because I mean, I don't need groceries. I don't need to go grocery shopping for a while, but you know, it's coming. So, and household is 15, and I'm definitely going to film, like set up my sinking funds binder. Did I close this? Sinking funds binder video. Because I desperately need to go to Costco. I need to buy chicken. I like to buy chicken thighs in bulk and freeze them. I like how Costco already has kind of like individually wrapped. It's like usually like a 6 packs of chicken thighs, and then I can cut them off and just freeze them. That way I just pull out one for like one meal. So I like that. For gas, I'm gonna add $10, and that will mean I have 10, 15, 20, 22. This should be enough for the next fill up. Miscellaneous, I'm gonna put 30. And then for education, I'm gonna put another 30. I'm kind of surprised to see all this money. 2, 4, 6, 8, 120. I mean, I've not been like actually cash stuffing for that long. Honestly, it's only been like a few weeks, but I already have 120 in education. I mean, probably in the next week or so, the school is going to pull out $59 the dance school. And then if we do like dance or music lesson, it'll go down. But I don't know, it's kind of like, I guess this is why sinking funds will be beneficial too, is that I can see funds building up for a specific category. So I don't know, I feel like I have, you know, enough money to cover all that is needed. So that's all the cash stuffing and unstuffing. And thank you so much for listening to the rambling. I will do a separate video for setting up a sinking funds binder. And I'm gonna do the challenges in the different videos as well. So if you watch till the end, thank you so much for your support. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you also had a mishap with the budget, or you know, went on shopping spree and spent too much money or whatever, please let me know in the comments so I don't feel so alone. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.